Hello, how for a day? I'm Major Neil Fisher, Deputy OIC and Public Affairs Officer for Marine Corps Activity Guam. Thanks for joining us for this edition of Island Palate. Today we're in the beautiful hilltop village of Barrigada, where we're going to learn to make one of my favorite dishes, mango donuts. Come with us as we learn how to make this great dish. Hey guys, come on. So today we're in the picturesque hilltop village of Barrigada with a familiar face, Miss Claire Burati, who's going to show us how to make mango donuts. Claire, thank you so much for inviting us into your kitchen and for showing us how to make this delicious local favorite.
Thank you, Major Fisher. No problem. It's my pleasure.
Well, if you're all ready, Claire, let's go through the list of ingredients for the audience.
Okay. Here we have 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 1/4 cup of milk, 1.5 cup of fruit. This is mango fruit that's been frozen and drained.
So Claire, with the mango fruit, I understand that mangoes don't grow all year here. Seems like it should considering the weather, but it doesn't. So during the off times of the year, canned mangoes are fine for making mango donuts.
Yes, frozen is best.
Okay.
I've never seen canned mangoes, but you can use a different fruit, like canned peaches. Canned peaches work well, or bananas.
Okay. And next ingredient?
1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/8 teaspoon salt.
Okay, so not a lot of ingredients, and seems like it should be pretty easy to make. So what's the next step?
So the next step is just to mix them all together. So we're going to start with our wet ingredients. So your mango.
Dump the whole
whole
bowl?
thing.
Okay. This was a 1/4 cup of milk.
Yes, sir.
So Claire, while I'm mixing here, what inspired you to make mango donuts?
Well, I had gone down to the Agate Mango Festival, and there I tasted the most delicious mango donuts ever by Miss Rita. And ever since then, I just couldn't get them out of my head, so I wanted to learn how to make them on my own. Okay, so let's put in the dry ingredients.
Okay, this was 1 full cup of flour, 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt.
1/8 of a
Okay,
teaspoon.
1/2 teaspoon of baking powder.
Now you're looking for a thick consistency. This is pretty good. And traditionally they're hand dropped over the hot oil, but I just don't want to get that messy, so I'm going to use an ice cream scooper.
And I do have the ability to get very messy when it comes to cooking. Okay, so now we're at the stove top, and what do we have first here, Miss Claire?
We have a skillet or a pan that is filled with vegetable oil, and it's on medium to low heat.
Okay, and this has been heating up for a little while.
Yes.
And how do we know when we're ready to actually drop our
We
donuts
can
in?
do a test to see if it's ready, and what I'll do is just take a little bit and drop it in, see if it will rise to the top.
And it hit the bottom and immediately rose to the top, and now it's sizzling nicely. So that means we're ready to make donuts. All right.
I use a mini ice cream scoop. Traditionally, the correct way to do it is to use your hand to mix it, and use your hand and drop it into the hot oil.
Scoop in the hand and then dispense out the side of the hand and cut off the stream with the thumb.
Yes.
All right. I think 2 is plenty by hand. Smell-o-vision, write your congressman. These are starting to smell delicious, and I know they're going to taste even better. These are delicious. This is not the first time eating mango donuts for you guys, though, right? You get Auntie Claire's donuts all the time, right? Sometimes. Well, I tell you, there's a lot more in the bowl over there, so she should be able to hook you up. Thanks for joining us again for this episode of Island Palate. Join us next time as we travel the island, meeting new people, learning new recipes, and some great places. Thanks a lot. Adios.
Adios.